Hi guys, thanks for watching with Red Lips Reactions. There was a press meet. There was a press meet, and all those guys there are Pakistani press, so that doesn't count much. But again, uh, uh, he actually in this review, if you really would take time looking into kind of what he has to say, he is hinting on uh, terrorist attacks. He clearly rules out army intervention or kind of an army attack on India. So he doesn't want that. He says that is not possible. So he is telling about other options. So let's see what is his other options and all that. What is he hinting on? So there is something that he is planning up. So if things his mediation works are not happening, so let's see what he has to say.
So he has met Modi also. He has met on both sides, and looks like he has got a tilt towards India. So that's one option. So that the resolutions on Kashmir were not under Chapter 7. So according to the procedure of the Secretariat, Chapter 6 resolutions are non-binding. And in all that kind of a situation, what are the options left? It's appealing to the international community, because the international community looks like that right now in the face of Indian-American alliance, things are getting bad. So what procedures you are going to adopt, and what is your approach, and where are you heading? Thank you.
Azim, did you say I begged President Trump?
No.
He got that. So he got that.
I've never begged from anyone. So I have met and I apprised President Trump exactly of the situation, and I have told him, like I have told you,
kind of situation of a prime minister.
Go serious. Look, intelligent human beings start thinking ahead. I mean, you have to think of the hope for the best, but you should be prepared for the worst. The worst scenario in this is unthinkable.
Look at his face, like this guy is actually laughing. There is something like, see, there is something that you have to, from his face expressions and kind of language, body language.
At least we have informed the world community what's going on. And as time goes on, and I fear that this is going to end up in a massacre, at least we would be able to tell the world community, as if India blames Pakistan for this, then at least the world would know about it. Previously, it was anything that happened in India. Look, what has been going on in the past? After 9/11, you used that magic word, Islamic terrorism, and all humanitarian rights were waved aside. You could do whatever you like with the people, provided you could term them as Islamic terrorists. And this is exactly what Narendra Modi is doing. This near genocide which he's about to commit, he's blaming it on Islamic terrorism, hoping that he'll get away with it. And that's why it's important for us to communicate with the Western world and civilized world and tell them what is happening. That's why we're telling them, send your own observers and find out what's happening. If India has nothing to worry about, and guess what the excuse of shutting down, putting people under curfew and shutting them in their houses for 50 days, the excuse is that this is to develop Kashmir. This is for prosperity of Kashmir. This is what the Narendra Modi position is. So it's important for us to tell the world, and I know now, I'm satisfied that at least everyone knows. I've apprised all the major world leaders of the situation.
Everyone knows this guy is kind of, there is no point in counting this guy, and he's worth nothing. Like he's a beggar. He doesn't. Everyone knows about it. So he is actually reiterating on that.
No, Azimia. No, Azimia. No, Azimia. No, there are the people who want to ask a question. Go ahead, Jazim.
Thank you, Dr. Madia. This is Jazim Ali from Airline Industry, Pakistan. Prime Minister, like President Trump, Secretary General of United Nations also offered to mediate between India and Pakistan on Kashmir issue. Kashmir issue. So, sir, sir, will you comment on the role of United Nations Nations, United Nations also failed to implement its own resolutions for the last many years. So, in your opinion, what's the reason for that?
Thank you, Jazim.
Ji, Jazib, inshallah, you will see that this issue is not now going to die.
Okay, fine. So that was one thing that he's telling
You will
about.
see in time.
So
Then
he says that Kashmir issue keeps on going. He'll keep rising. So I don't know how long he will keep this issue discussed in different platforms and all that. So let's see. Let's listen to kind of all that rubbish questions that is going to come from them.
What do you have now if the international community does not respond?
Look, but let's be straight about this.
That was a
What
valid
options
question.
have we got apart from this? I mean, we can't attack India if, clearly that's not an option. Apart from that, we are doing everything possible. Apart from
That's it. Like they're doing everything possible, like planning terrorist attacks. They're planning on many things that can actually. So this is what they are very clear. The Prime Minister of Pakistan says it loud. They cannot get into an army. They cannot get into kind of an army attack or kind of they really don't want to have war with India. They're very sure, like a pathetic country doesn't have much to finance, even traveling on a Saudi prince flight. So the guy doesn't have nothing much to do. So the only thing that they can do is jihad. So the jihad plans, that is what he's hinting about.
starting a war, we are doing everything possible we can. We are all the time exploring every possibility. We're making sure every world leader knows about the situation. I will be speaking on Friday as well, and I will try my best to make the world understand. And then media, I'm going to, you see, I believe that the media is very powerful. The Western media, I had meetings last night, and I realized that a lot of them already know what is going on. And so I know what happened in Bosnia. When the ethnic cleansing of Muslims started in Bosnia, for a while the world did nothing. But the media put such a pressure that eventually the world had to do something. And I believe that in Kashmir it's exactly the same thing will happen. Even though countries are worried about their economic interests and markets, I believe that this is a much bigger issue than markets and economic interests, and eventually the world will be interested.
So what he's trying to, what do you say, bring in picture is because Americans owned so much. I should say Trump will not get into kind of a different opinion with India because they are more concerned about even when they take any stand for that matter. They have the trade related issues in mind, so they wanted to have better trade partnership with India. So they will never think about something that is going to be so much in support of Pakistan. So this is what he's hinting, like what he's saying is kind of later listening into all this, you will get to know that this guy is actually sending a message, a warning to all those countries who's going to plan prepare. Basically, he is putting it to Trump. So for don't look into bigger markets like India. So it is more like if there is a war kind of a situation or kind of things that is going to come up, so your investments goes into waters. So that is what he's trying to say. Let's listen.
Hassan from the Daily Times.
Prime Minister, in the past we have seen we had General Musharraf's 4-point formula and we also had a Chenab formula. What proposal would you suggest to resolve Kashmir if you are able to talk to India in the
Well, for a start, they have to lift the curfew. That's a beginning. I mean, this inhuman curfew of 50 days. Even the Congress party in India has commented that poor people have been shut inside for
Yes,
50 days.
that's what it is.
They've
That's what it
no
is.
one knows what's happening with all the prisoners,
Congress.
political prisoners,
So
thousands
they are
of
more
them.
concerned about Congress, communist, and all this kind of fools.
In that formula, there was a problem.
So they can well align with these people. So because these guys actually take a position, they don't mind where the nation goes. They are more concerned about kind of
One
making
last
money,
question.
looting out the country. So they are kind of the equal mates for these guys. No surprises.
I'll repeat what I said. We were very surprised because the deal was about to be signed when from a tweet we found out that the deal had been broken. So what we hope is that, and what we will try and do, is to actually get back that deal to be signed. And then Pakistan will do its best to get the Taliban to talk to the Afghan government.
Really appreciate as you have conveyed Pakistan's narrative loud and clearly across the world. During these days, you have met with different head of states, including Donald Trump. Now, in your opinion, what they are thinking and how much they are convinced? If no mediation, then what next?
Look, the disappointment is not because I think that people of Kashmir, I feel that what Narendra Modi has done, he has boxed himself into a blind alley. There is nowhere for him to go from now onwards except a general massacre of people of Kashmir when the curfew is lifted. There's no other way for him to go. So I feel that from now onwards, and I know that the people of Kashmir for 30 years have been fighting for their independence, and 100,000 have lost their lives. They've lost fear of death. When a population, and you're talking about not few thousands, 8 million people, when they lose fear of dying, and freedom becomes much more important than living a life of slavery, I don't think that he will be able to stop this now. I think the momentum will gain pace. So I'm not disappointed about where it is headed, because I know that this will eventually now end up in freedom for people of Kashmir. What I'm disappointed is that for some reason countries put their economic interests ahead of human beings. This is the same with climate change. Countries, because of not wanting to lose their growth rate, do not realize that what impending disaster.
So this is what I was saying. He was hinting at the United States and other European countries.
For instance,
Basically, they are so focused on investing in India. So this is what he's up to, and now he's playing kind of smart card, but he thinks he's smart, but a fool.
Through corruption, ruling elites of developing world, taking the money out, and unfortunately.
So he's then following it with kind of the his country is so poor just because kind of the developed countries are allowing people from other citizens of other countries to actually park their looted money. Yeah, to a fact it is right, but again this guy, Pakistan getting into kind of such of a mess is different story. It doesn't have nothing much. He's simply adding to all that kind of whatever it's full of bullshit that he speaks at international platforms. Anyways, yeah, for a country like Pakistan, what else that he can speak about? So yeah, I understand that. This is what is happening. So it is so important. It's a loud message that something is going to be in line with what he says. So understanding from his body language and what he's trying to say, all this is kind of a cover up. So he is trying to take a what you would say, specifically he says it in advance that there is something is going to happen in India, and he's telling to the world that we have tried all methods of mediation. If something happens, it is only India is to blame on that. And even there would be kind of, what he tries to say is kind of Kashmiris will do it. So that is kind of a, I don't know, that is completely a kind of what do you say, understatement, kind of, I should say, that is not a kind of a statement that this guy has to make. First he should think about trying to develop his country, bring out people from poverty, from all that kind of lack of education and all that. He should think about that first. He should think about Balochistan. He should think about other minorities in Pakistan, then speak about all those kind of things here. So everything is evident, everyone knows about it, but yeah. So I really would thought, like, this has to be, this is somewhere in the news right now, so just trying to bring it up, so that I also would like to listen or know about your thoughts on this. So it is something that we have to understand what these guys actually speak up in platforms like this. So yeah, thanks for watching.